Hi, Live Love family. Happy Friday. Emily here with your weekly Live Love update. Okay, so for intakes, none. We are closed for intake at this time. We're still working on promoting some of our long stay dogs for adoption and working with some of our behavior cases to make sure they have the best chance at finding a forever home as well. So that's what's going on with intakes. If you want to help us open intakes again, not to mention all the medical cases that we're making sure we have the money to fund because there's a lot going on with medical. If you want to help us open intake again, here's some things you can do to help. 1, share our adoptable dogs, especially our long stay dogs. Please, please, please. 2, help us recruit large dog fosters that can work with dogs who have behavior needs. 3, donate and or share for donations so we can ensure that our medical pups are all covered with everything that they need. Okay, dogs who have started foster to adopt. Little Rollo started his foster to adopt trial, and our lovable big boy Kenny is also starting his foster to adopt trial. So we're giving them all of our well wishes and cheer as they start their journey, hopefully with their forever families. Dogs who have been adopted: Bubs, Jonah, Vera, and Dexter. Vera and Dexter were on foster to adopt for a while because we took them in as puppies. Dexter was one of our medical puppies who made an awesome recovery and has the best home. We're very happy for those 4 pups. Okay, medical updates. This is where it's going to get a little lengthy. So Magnus, who's here with me, one of our forever fosters, he has been battling a sinus infection, mouth infection ever since we first got him. When we first rescued him, he had a dental, and he actually had hair all like caked along the middle of his tongue. It was gross. So thankfully he doesn't have that problem anymore, but he still has another gingival infection going on. And we've also noticed there's lymph nodes on either side of their face. So one of those lymph nodes we removed because with his first dental, those keep swelling on and off. They swell on and off. His nose becomes very like mucousy and infected. So anyway, long story short, we're going to take that lymph node out and send it off for another biopsy and get him a dental to make sure that we clear out any of that infection that's settling in and already in his sinuses so that he can feel good and keep being my homeboy here at the Live Love HQ. Right, and then Lambchop, unfortunately, she looks so much better. We actually scheduled her spay and everything, but she actually has a persistent infection. It's not quite MRSA, it's just a very lingering infection that will not be responding to any of the antibiotics that we're trying. So in her last culture, even though she looks much, much better, the culture still showed that the infection in her skin, because it's just so long lasting, it is now resistant to everything. So we're going to need to start amikacin injections. So that means she'll be getting daily injections, also daily sub-Q fluids, because the amikacin is really kind of be harsh on their kidneys and their liver. So we'll be giving her fluids every day to make sure that her system can also process the antibiotics and flush it out. And then she'll be getting a recheck of her blood work to check her kidney and liver values and make sure we're not doing real damage every week. So cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Lambchop, her medical needs are ongoing. So between her and Magnus, we're looking at a few $1,000s just right so far, right off the bat. Holden, God, I love him so much. He's really holding on. But he has, he needs that feeding tube in there still. So we're not removing the feeding tube. He's actually having it replaced today because it fell out. Well, not fell out, but anyway, it was complicated. It needs to be replaced today. So he's having a procedure to have that done. His x-rays show that he's not improving fully, but it's not worsening. We're staying stable. He's also gained 16 ounces. So keep it up, Holden. We're rooting you on. Speaking of rooting on for the puppies, Melon also holding strong. As we mentioned before, Melon has a congenital emphysema, and he's in the best of hands with Cynthia, and he's eating and playing and still doing okay. So we're really it's a wait and see game for Mr. Melon right now. Mr. and Mrs. both did great through their surgeries. They both each had some slight complications. Mr. had some bleeding from his nose, which is resolving, and we did another clotting panel on him, and he is able to clot, so he doesn't have any clotting deficiencies. We've started him on a Chinese supplement to help his body best clot everything up there, because that was, you know, it was a lot to have both eyes removed. And Mrs., she was hospitalized actually for a day after surgery because she was just needed some extra pain management and support, but she's doing well. So they're both in their foster home recovering. More updates to come. And last but certainly not least, but the least of the emergent medical issues, Edison had just a really abrupt skin issue happen. Maybe he was stung by something or bitten by something, you know, good old spring. So Edison had to go into the vet and get some steroid shots, and he's on the mend now. All right, guys, that is all that I have to talk to you about today, other than Live Love Leaders. If you haven't signed up to become a monthly donor for Live Love, we truly need you. You just heard everything I said about the medical needs dogs. You can help by donating monthly. The link is in our bio or on this post. And then you get invited to a very special call with us on April 7th for Live Love Leaders to name baby puppies, Annika's litter. So sign up today, donate monthly. Every little bit helps. We really appreciate you guys. We could not do this without you. Thank you for following all of our dogs in their rescue journey. Thank you for your support and being part of our family. Much love to each of you, and happy Easter. Happy spring.